Guys, it's Lisa. I am really excited about. I was just thinking for a few seconds there. I'm really excited about so much coming up in the future for me. But of course, like anybody else, I gotta get to that point of happy in order for these things to happen. I have a 50th birthday coming up. 50. I'm actually excited about it. I've never been one of those women that, uh, that felt miserable or unhappy about getting to another age. I've never, ever felt like that. I can't remember ever a time that I felt depressed about a birthday. Um, and I normally don't celebrate birthdays, but I remember when I hit 40, that was a big deal for me. When I hit 30, that was a big deal. My 20th year, not so much. Uh, Maybe because I was still younger, and it was a lot of things I probably was taking for granted still happening. So I didn't really know how to appreciate it, life yet. But 30s, I felt different. I felt really different when I hit 40, and felt like that decade of life for me, I had actually learned so much in that decade. And I remember being in my apartment at that time and sitting down and just contemplating and thanking God for everything that I've went through, even the bad stuff. And I'll probably do the same thing about hitting 50. Uh, I'll be totally honest, I will make a bigger deal about this birthday than any other, because so much more has happened in my life, and I like to talk about it. But at the same time, I think that when my birthday comes, I probably will do a video about it, because I feel like with so much going on in the world, and just the United States alone, I don't even have to step out of it. We can just talk about that. It's affected me, affected all of us actually, in this world. And I mean, and plus, not to mention your general stuff, your personal life. You still got your bills, your finances, your livelihood, your loved ones, and concern for them, because let's face it, it's not easy to walk outside your door. I don't care how nice your neighborhood is to how bad, the corner that you're walking around. Um, it's really been interesting uh, 10 years to get through. This decade was for me. Uh, um, I lost more family in this decade. Yeah, in my 40s, I had lost my mom. She was like super close to me. Um, I have a small amount of family now, but I never felt so alone until I lost her. And even though I try to really be there for everybody, and including my friends, and I'm glad to be in my 40s saying that I don't have the large amount of friends that I thought I have. I've narrowed them down. It's like I cleaned house and gotta, figured out who were really there compared to who weren't. And it's not saying anything bad about those who weren't. They just have a different title. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to this birthday. I don't know, I guess there aren't many women, especially, who would say they're looking forward to their 50th birthday, but I really am looking forward to it. I can't wait to share that with you all, and I'll probably do a video on that. Like I say, I normally don't do stuff like this, but this was an issue, or yeah, I guess you could call it an issue, because there are things that I probably would lead up to inside those 10 years of learning, from 40 to 50, that I'll probably share with you all, and so forth. One thing I want to say, because there's a name brand bath bomb that's out. Sometimes they're kind of pricey, and they have their own website, and I can't think of their name right now. Is it Lush? It's Lush. 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 Sometimes their products are sort of pricey, but they're not so bad if you really want to treat yourself. But say if your money's a little tight, WalGreens have I don't even want to say it's a knockoff. They have their own brand of bath bombs, and they're just as potent, and they're just as, you know what, with my nails on, now I can't even open up the bag. Okay. Yeah, they're just as potent. Man, that was serious. Alright, pardon me. Anyway, this is one of the bath bombs, and they're individually wrapped inside the bag. This scent is Summer Rain, and it's called Mini Bath Ice Cream. You can smell that. It is so potent. It smells so good. They have this, and I think the other one is a lavender. There's a pink one they have at WalGreens. I can't think of that scent. Pink, green, and lavender, and probably another scent too, but this one kind of caught my eye. And usually I'm kind of drawn to lavender scents, but I want to try this out, and I love it. And just like the Lush bath bombs, you put it in warm or hot water, and it spreads out, and change the color of the water, and you can just smell the scent come right up. Yeah, so I don't want to throw that out there. I can't remember what I paid for these. I don't even think I don't even think they're even $10. It can't be. I think they were under $10. I'm pretty sure about that. So it's called Me Bath from WalGreens. Any WalGreens have them. I've seen them in every WalGreens in the front, like in the makeup section area, somewhere like that in the front, always usually in the front of the store. So yeah, but anyway, back to my big deal. I'm not going to throw a party. Like I said, I normally don't celebrate holidays, you know. There's nothing doctrinated about that. So I just, you know, get to the next year. But I don't just not acknowledge my birthday. I do focus in on what I've learned. Try, because you know we always try not to repeat what we've done when it was something we probably shouldn't have done. And that even includes romances too. Yeah, I think I'm just going to share with you guys pretty much everything, and it's going to be in a nutshell, because if I just sit here and go from day one when I was born, that'd be ridiculous. But I'll just highlight everything that really stood out in my 50 years for me. And I want to do it because so many of us women of every color is what I'm talking about. Because I don't like to segregate, because women are women, and that's just, you know, we might look differently or whatever, but you know, we're women. We have the same body parts, bleed the same, whatever. Us women, you know, we go through so much, whether we have children, whether we don't have children, whether we have a husband, whether we don't have a husband. And sometimes it's just good just to share, you know, what one had gone through and how do you deal with it, and how did you deal with it. I learned a lot from just listening to other people. I wasn't ever a good listener when I was in my 20s. I wasn't a rebellious kid, but I let a lot of people in my life, from I can go back to being a preteen. I let a lot of people just kind of like talk down to me, and you know, because I was raised by my mom not to, you know, be rebellious, and you know, not to, you know, talk back to people and so forth. And and it also kind of spilled over from what I was taught by her. That spilled over into my faith as well. How I was actually brought into my faith, and which at the same time I appreciate uh, being a good servant, but at the same time I felt like I was introduced in a very rough manner, to some of the people that that I came across that I trusted, and um, it was very rude, mean, you know, and I was accused of a lot of things in my life, coming up in my faith and all, and things I had never even done. I don't know if I just looked the part or whatever. I mean, I dressed like a good Christian girl, but it's there. And one thing you that's about us as people in the human race, you can't erase a memory. You just simply can't. I mean, unless you just have amnesia. But usually, I mean, you just can't erase a memory. And it plays into what makes you you. And that's a big deal to me. Even with my father, I didn't really have a great relationship with my father. And I kind of hate to say it, because you find so many men and women nowadays who admit that they didn't have a good relationship with one or the other, and usually it's the father. I don't know what that's all about, but my situation with my father was a jerk, and my father, I knew who he was, and I wasn't where it wasn't where I didn't know who my father was and I went around searching for him. No, I knew who my father was. My mother and father, they married, and my parents divorced when I was still a child. And I don't think I was ever one of those kids who thought, okay, I'm to blame as to why they're leaving. But my father, as I got older, and I was trying to, build a relationship with him as daughter and father, he was just a jerk. He passed away some years ago, but even still, I have no regrets, because as I said, I'm the one who extended trying to build a relationship. He never really reached out, but when I would extend, he didn't turn it away. So I guess that's something good there. And I just say, hey, let God deal with him, because God is going to deal with all of us anyway. I'm not saying I'm perfect or have any, anything over him, because I didn't. I just wanted to make sure that we had some kind of salvageable relationship for whatever it was, but he still was a jerk. So, any case, I don't want to make this video very long, because sometimes my videos can be kind of long. Oh, and my nails, I normally go to the salon and get my nails done, but sometimes you just don't feel like sitting in the salon. Especially, I mean, my life is kind of busy right now. As I mentioned, I'm going into my 50s, going to the big 50. So some things in my life, and this is another thing about me, probably because the way things has happened in my life, things happen sort of late. So with me trying to get some more education in my life, I'm going back to school. I made a big change in my life to leave one job in order to make more time for school, and I feel really, really good about that. I have yet to feel regretful about that. That's another thing. You find a lot of people, young and old, men and women, who now in this economy that we're in are trying to do. We're trying to maybe change careers or add on to our career. That would be me. And I have some really cool girlfriends that are in the same field that I am, and they are in different areas of the field, and so we have a common bond. where we can encourage each other to move on, because it is really difficult to go back to school. I knew it when I ventured out into this, but now it's like I really feel that this is going to be a road to travel on for me. Going back to school when you have so many other things going on, you know, you're not in your parents' house anymore. So now, and you don't have the support either. I mean, you don't even have, say if you're someone who don't have a husband, or if you're a guy and don't have a wife, you are dependent on yourself for your bills to still be met while you go to school. So in other words, work is still going to have to be valid in your life while you're going to school, whether it be part-time or full-time. And that's this situation here. And I knew that when I left my current job. So I'm still excited about the road I'm traveling. And I found out, actually I thought about it the other day, it looked like since I left my other job where I was working like a Hebrew slave and working really hard, I haven't really been working that hard now. I kind of feel like I'm getting almost a vacation every day, even though I'm going to a job every day, but I feel like I'm, you know, vacationing at the same time. Anyway, whatever. So that's it. I will get back to you guys on some other things too, but I kind of want to put that out there. You know, I've been kind of like, oh man, I can't wait. I'm gonna, you know, actually film this birthday. This is a big deal to me. Okay guys, so anyway, I'll get back to you soon on that. Like somebody's trying to call me. And I'll catch you later. Bye.